deep diving into these cases is like dancing with the devil. But when you dance with the devil doesn't change. He changes you. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? We got in here Twin City Citizen, Crime Web, Jazzy Taz, Summertime, Killer Looks, Jordine, Jan, Frankie, Nikki, Tiffany, Leslie, Susan, Jordine, Autumn, Phony Baloney, Frankie, Leslie, me, Crystal. What's that, honey? You were washing your face. Watch the commercials for you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have been keeping you all busy, haven't we? Well, mostly Sheriff. Tennessee Shine, Christina, Dalen, Randaroo, Sam I Am. And it is crazy windy out there. Holy crap. So yeah, a couple minutes. I'm going to throw the link in the chat. Anyone who wants to come up and discuss anything Wells, that's going to be the topic of discussion today. Got like a halo over my head thing going on here. There we go. Oh, Crime Web. It's easy. Can't not be sweet to her. Hey, Emma. Don't panic. Hey, Emma. Wishing wells? Sure. Why not? Oil wells? Tracy Wheeler, that's called Totally Blunt with Cher. We actually just got off there doing the final live of that series. The Arbery trial. Hi, Dan. Hey, Cheshire. Oh, I'm tired. You guys get tired when it's really windy out? Is it just me? It seems like wears me out. Cher says hi. Hey, Dan. Haven't got to watch the Dr. Phil episodes yet. Well, it's pretty much more of the same. I mean, we didn't learn anything new, really. I gotta get my hair cut. I got wings starting. The next update video for Courtney Struble. Not too sure when that's going to be happening. Pretty soon, though. Yeah, there's some cages that have been rattled, that's for sure. Basically a floating balloon. I parked like facing the wind kind of, and it was like hard to open my door. It's crazy windy here. Gusts up to 60 miles an hour. I didn't start without you and hide, goofball. You heard the thingy going when you were just washing your face, so I went for smoke. Can you put the StreamYard link in the chat?
Sure.
Ah, hey LFT, Decipher podcast. Hi Leah. Hey Melanie. Hey Samantha. Oops. Where did it go? See it? The link is in the chat. If anyone wants to come up and talk Wells. Any updates on Christian Andriacchio case? None that I've heard. Yeah, I haven't talked about that one in quite a while. Oh, all right. Well, no time like the present. So, the Summer Wells case. There's been so much crap going around and so much infighting, and everyone's turning on each other, and it just seems to be complete drama. There's really nothing new happening, which is very unfortunate. My thoughts on Don's behavior last night. I didn't see it. I heard about it that Don went on some kind of rant and used the N word and stuff like that. I personally have never heard Don speak that way, so I can't really say much about it. But Don being a ranter, that's nothing new. Cher and I saw that happening. It seemed to be at the start when Cher started doing her interviews with Don. There was very little of that. He was a lot more subdued and polite, and just kind of just seemed like worn out, broken down. Just seemed like a poor guy kind of thing. Now there's a lot of anger and stuff going on, and yeah, Cher was the one who was talking with Don. I uh, I didn't speak with him much, a little bit, but not much. So a lot of that stuff I didn't hear. But I said when Cher decided that she didn't want to interview him anymore, I said you'd see him on all other channels because he wasn't done. He wanted to be in the spotlight. Yeah, I sugarcoated it when I said ranter. Yeah, but that was more rare than what it is now. It seems like like the train has derailed. Things are they're in that downward spiral. I think it's just going to keep getting worse. The more people give them a platform, the worse it's going to get. Does it bother you the amount of time Chef spent talking to him? No, because we're true crime YouTubers. My job. Yeah, it's her job. No, it didn't bother me at all. No. Oh yeah, Betsy, that'd be great if one of the mods could drop that link. And the link is in Chat if you want to come up and join the panel. You think the footprints will be unfounded? Well, that's an interesting one because I've heard so many different things about the footprints, like where they were. Because the dogs tracked the scent down. Yeah, apparently it was on the neighbor's property. So that's nowhere near the where the dogs tracked her scent.
Right, Leslie, yes.
Yeah, talking is different than trying to get in someone's pants. There was nothing like that going on.
What did Tony's question?
Yeah, I'll look for it, phony. Did anyone ever find out whose name the Subaru was in? Well, Don did say that he got a loan from the bank for it. I don't know how much that means. Yeah, it's rumored that they're cousins, but that's just hearsay. Hey, Cotton Candy. Cotton Candy boobs! She says it way better.
I don't think she came in. Your neighbors did though.
Probably from the church bank. Yeah. And speaking of the church, the red Tacoma was on the church property. It's been seen in drone footage and other kinds of pictures and stuff. And now Robin and her husband own a red Tacoma. They said they just got it a few weeks ago. Did they buy from someone in the church? Robin always felt odd to me. When she was talking about going to search for summer, she was talking like she was going to a party. She was all happy and excited about it. What is there to be happy about? I could see being motivated, but happy, like smiling, it's very, very weird. Is anyone involved in this case not weird? Like everybody is kind of iffy, if you ask me. Don, Candace, Robin, the flute guy, the neighbor, the ex coworker, Allie, H. Like everybody seems like I don't know. The neighbor, what's her name? Jody Sue. This case has me some confused, befuddled. What do you believe? And all the rumors are too much still going on. Yeah. Yeah, we don't even know what's true, what's rumor. Law enforcement isn't telling us anything, so we're just going off of what we've heard. And we have no idea if it's true. They're all tripping, all inbred. Well, I'm not going to delve into that, but hey, Melissa. Well, I could see like packing sandwiches and drinks or whatever because you're going to be, you know, walking around rugged terrain for hours. So that's smart. Bring a first aid kit too, but I don't know, like just the way she described it was weird.
Right,
Well,
Jan?
Yeah, well, Don kind of ruined it himself, actually. He started lying to people in that fake arrest thing, and yeah, he totally. I mean, you can't really advocate for someone being innocent when they act like that. When they have a missing child. Hey, sober girl.
Melissa.
Nope.
Hey, you.
Hey, Indigenous G.
Yeah, you say it. Hey, you. Your name now is you. Anytime I say that, I'm talking to you.
And bye bye. They hear you. Did you put the stream link in the chat again? I don't know if anyone wants to come up and talk about it, but
Go for me, not me. No,
oh yeah, I haven't been doing anything with mods for quite a while.
no, I do. I deleted a couple and now I've got some new ones. I do all the mods on all the platforms.
Yeah,
Goes through
she
me.
handles all that, the administrative work.
Yep.
What was for dinner tonight? We had pizza.
Huzzah.
Linda's asking if you talked to Dawn today. Sure.
Today, no. Yesterday, yes.
Uh, Melissa, I think we missed your question. Could you type it again? May I make a comment? I feel Summer fell down the stairs and broke her neck. And the guy that owns the mortuary had her cremated.
That's the flute guy. The flute guy owns a he has, yeah, he cremates people.
It is very possible. I was, if I had to pick a scenario that I think fits best, I would say some kind of accident and then they covered it up.
Flute guy.
Mm,
Ooh,
steak.
meatloaf.
You think Hunter was at the house?
Yes, I believe that.
Cher does. I don't. But it is possible.
It was definitely in their plans.
Yeah. Someone mentioned going to some fair or something, but then that got changed.
To a water park.
Oh, a water park. Yeah.
Yeah, it got changed from a fair to a water park, right?
Well, they ended up
Or
going.
vice versa.
I think that, yeah, they were going to go. I think it was a water park they were going to go to, and they ended up just going to the swimming hole.
Hmm.
Someone they knew, but it has been a very long time since they was around. I still say it's one they know, but not well. Well, odds are it's someone they know.
Miss Gray, if that's the truth, we don't know. Everyone's such liars. We don't know.
I know. Like, how do you figure out what's true and what's just rumor or made up?
Mm-hmm.
I believe Summer was kidnapped, but her parents did not do their job. They just happened to become exposed, but I don't think they themselves have any real knowledge. They're idiots. It could be. I mean, no matter, like for me, no matter what scenario I come up with, that 2 minute window that Candace is clinging to, it doesn't add up. I just, that I don't believe. A lot of other things people say, it's like, yeah, maybe, but that's the one glaring thing that I always come back to. It's like, there is no way inside of a 2 minute window. Yeah, everyone is suspicious. Everybody. Like law enforcement said they can't rule anyone out. Well, neither can I. It's kind of what I was saying. The person that did this knew they weren't good parents. Yeah. That and like if my hope is that it's like a Gone Baby Gone situation. If you guys have seen that movie, but Summer was taken and placed somewhere where she would actually have a better life.
Hey, Ricky.
More like 2 hours. Yeah, yeah. I just don't buy it because there's no way an abductor would know that she went into the basement by herself.
Right, and you can't see in the door. You can only see out. You can't see in. So no one was out there and knew exactly when because you can't see when she went in there.
Someone said Dawn and Candace are cousins.
I believe that. I actually know a couple from Wisconsin in that area where they're from. That is a very big thing in the area. I mean, inbred incest,
Mm.
yes. Um, I don't know. I mean, that's we don't know that for sure.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you see the screenshot Dawn took on Candace's phone of the sexual conversation between H and
Yes,
Candace?
I have seen things that Don has showed me, and
Hey, have fun.
you guys, it will come out. There is record of it with the police, and there is a case. That's why Hunter's being quiet. Yes. Okay, so a couple years ago, I can't remember what year, Hunter actually posted on his Facebook, which is now deleted and taken down, you guys. But you will, I think, in the future see. He actually posted he was in a relationship with Candace. Don knows all of this, and
Oh,
this was a couple years ago. Yet Mr. doesn't even know. But yes, there is actual digital footprint proofs to Candace and Hunter's relationship. Candace and also a minor female and many others. And it will all come out. That's why Candace doesn't like me,
mm.
because Dawn tells me and shows me things that she does not like.
That's probably how the whole rumor that Candace and H had a relationship got going. Someone probably saw that. But yeah, I would definitely like to see all that.
And when you guys hear this coming out with evidence in like a month or so, remember where you heard it first. They'll call me a liar now, but remember when this comes out where you heard it first.
Guys ever notice that Cher will say something and then all the other people on YouTube will say, no, she's lying, she's full of it, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple months later, yeah, it was true. You notice how often that happens? You'd think these people would learn to just, oh, yeah, she's probably right.
I wouldn't say it out loud on the public channel if it weren't like if I didn't see enough to know for myself that it's probably true.
Hey, Piper, I see you.
Hey,
Could
Silver.
could you turn your camera on and off quick, just so we could make sure you're not a one of those spammers? There you go. I see you. You can turn it off now.
Oh, you watched me since the Watts case, Soper? That is awesome. I didn't realize that. Thank you. Yeah, I've had my channel for going on 3 years now, I believe.
Hi.
Hello, Piper.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Cher. I hope that your dentist appointment went well today.
It did. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Well, first of all, I was calling about to talk about Grandis, but
Hmm.
on that H thing, I saw that on his profile and it said in a relationship. And then there was a picture of he and Candace kind of hugging. So,
Hmm.
I
yeah.
feel like that one guy who doesn't say anything, he just does this.
Oh, the TikTok guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there you have it. But
Oh,
my
that's great.
my question was, do you guys give any credence to the theory that 423 Chase came up with, or the one that he mentioned to that other creator on the phone?
That Candace has Summer.
That grandma took her to somewhere safe.
Hmm. I would love for that to be
Yeah, that's
true,
not true.
but I don't believe it.
That's not true.
You don't.
I,
Do you guys when I was kind of looking around, just and I found an arrest record for a Donald W. Wells, and his birth date was 11. What was it? It came out to he was 56 years old. It was his birthday, but it didn't give the date. It just said 11 and the year. And
Mm.
it was in Indiana in 2010. And
Indiana?
I mentioned that on a stream of mine, and somebody was nice enough to email me, and they weren't mean about it, but they just said that's incorrect information, that he's never been arrested in Indiana, and that it just so happens there's another Donald W. Wells. But she said
Mm.
that Donald Wells um, is not the Donald Wells Summers father, and that the Donald Wells that got arrested in Indiana was only 5'6". I didn't see, when I looked up the arrest record, I didn't see a height listed, but she used a different website, I guess.
Mm.
So do you guys know of any Indiana ties for Don?
Yeah, he did go to prison or jail in Indiana. Yes, he
He
did.
did, so I'm
Yes,
not
he did.
crazy.
No.
Nope, not
Okay.
crazy.
Okay, because I thought, what are the odds of a Donald W. Wells, date of birth in November and same age, but okay. So there is an Indiana tie. I wonder why.
He listed to us several places: Texas, Indiana, North Dakota. He's listed like several different states where he's
Yeah,
been to prison and jail at. And yes, Indiana was in it.
Arkansas,
Yeah.
Arkansas too.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Yeah.
I wondered if,
Yep.
now bear with me, with my snooping, I found a Federal Bureau of Prisons number for him, for Donald Wells, but
Oh yeah.
I've never seen, I couldn't find where he spent
No.
any time in federal prisons.
All right.
And
So I'll fix that for you. I've actually
okay.
said it on my show.
Oh,
He has
okay.
a federal ID number,
Right.
and I've brought this up to him, and okay, but he has a federal ID number. He has no federal charges. He is a federal informant.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yes, and we talked about that, and yeah.
Okay, so that's because that was my assumption on how things are being handled. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
this stuff to put down Mr. Wells. Why I'm bringing it up is because it could open up a whole new world of possibilities of people, if he's an informant, of people that could have had a reason to get back at him possibly, or who knows, teach a lesson like, hey, we got
Mm.
your daughter,
Because I know Soper. I mean, I have a family with a record. My dad in and out of prison all my life. I know what a federal informant is. Yes, when you have a Fed informant number, but you don't have no charges,
right.
hello,
That was the
that's what I
problem.
know.
I
And
couldn't
then
find any
also,
charges.
when you take that information, when it clicks in your head, and when it clicks with multiple people, and then we take that information and we bring it to Don Wells, and we get the response we got, he's a Fed informant. I wouldn't say it if I didn't think it was true.
What was what was his response?
I'm gonna save that for now.
Uh,
He didn't
was
deny it anyway.
He
We'll say
didn't
that.
deny it, yeah.
Yeah, he
was
did
it?
have a very funny reaction to it.
Oh, then yeah. My Sharon, my father's been in and out of prison my entire life as well. So that's why I even wondered if he was an informant when I found that.
Mhm.
That's why I even looked for a federal number, but then I couldn't find any federal charges. But I'm not paying for any services to do background checks. I'm using what I can find publicly. So I didn't know if maybe I was
No,
missing
yeah,
something.
no, you're right. You're right on point.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Well, that's
I'll
interesting.
say, in my personal opinion, allegedly and all that. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, we're not police officers. We don't have access to those types of records. I mean, anything that we're talking about is just stuff we've come across and our opinions on it and our
Mm.
speculation. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that when we're trying to, first of all, maybe find, you never know what little bit of information is going to lead to summer. That,
Oh,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
And Dawn and Candace sure aren't being very helpful for finding her.
No, they're not. I wondered, speaking of Candace, I wondered if, when she had that reaction on Dr. Phil to the cornbread mafia, I feel like that was a little blown out of proportion, but
Mm.
I wonder if she had that reaction because she thought, "Oh no, they're going to ask me about that phone call to Mary about the mafia."
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
maybe that was gonna happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see what Candace was already getting, like, really upset. She was almost crying, and as soon as that Cornbread Mafia thing, it just kicked it up that extra notch.
It was like the straw
But,
that broke the camel's back.
yeah, I think yeah, I didn't even think about that they were gonna start asking about that
KB, you're
mafia
a
thing.
moron because this literally played out on the live stream months ago. This is not the first live stream where it's been said he's a federal informant. So kick rocks, bitch. If this is the first time you're hearing it, you're fucking slow.
And neither of us have had a drop of alcohol, by the
Yeah,
way.
No, I haven't either, just for the record, and I'm out of weed, so I'm 100% straight, just Diet Coke and
I mean, it is
cigarettes.
what it is. This has been talked about numerous times by numerous other people. I have not, like, this isn't something I've held back on. I've said this. I've said this for 3 months now.
Yeah.
And people, they can look it up for themselves too if they don't believe it. I found
Yeah.
it. Anybody can.
Yeah. Sweet Peas Tea. When Jody Sue said they heard screaming, did she also say they heard someone screaming, "What did you do?" As far as I know, she heard an odd scream. She couldn't make out anything. Like couldn't tell if it was boy or girl, but it sounded odd. That was pretty much it.
I don't want to tie up your panel. I just
Mm.
wanted
Oh, you're
to
not.
ask.
You can fit like 8 people up here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are welcome to stay and talk as long as you want.
Yeah.
Awesome. I always have a billion questions with this case because I flip flop so much and then I feel
Mm.
guilty about it. And one minute I think
I flip flop
Candace,
too.
Oh yeah.
yeah, one minute I think Candace might know something. And then the other minute I feel bad because she's lost her daughter and all of her children. And then they come
Mhm.
on and, Don shows his hind end. And it's hard to defend them even when you want to. And, Don makes it real. Well, they both make it really difficult.
Yeah.
You defend them, and then 10 minutes later, they're on someone's live stream dropping N bombs. And I think he called her a cock sucking, dick licking.
Oh my
Mm.
goodness. So he told me last he was trying his best to stay sober. I offered to try and help find rehab and therapy. I'm sure lots of other people have offered to.
Yeah.
But he said no, that they were going to do it on his own. And he's making a fool of himself. So whatever.
Yeah,
Why
he's
do you
gone
think he
off the
can't?
deep end.
Well, I think. Do you think it's this? I think they're spiraling. Do you think that it's because of the time that's passed and the stress and their daughter not being there, not having their kids, so they don't have responsibilities like they did, and so maybe they're drinking and, doing whatever more, and
Mm.
that's why they're spiraling? Or do you feel like maybe they feel like the heat's coming down on them? And what do you think this is all about with this kind of worsening, er, behavior?
I think
They're
it's
devolving.
I think it was the first thing you said. There's a whole bunch of stress and now they have no responsibility. And people are giving them money and alcohol and drugs. So yeah, I think
Who
that's it.
who would sell them drugs? You know they're under constant supervision.
Well, I'm sure drug dealers don't care.
I wouldn't want to. I mean, don't they want
I mean,
cops knowing that?
they're not being watched constantly by the police.
I guarantee there's cameras on their property.
Oh
That the
yeah, they're
FBI, yeah.
properly probably, but I mean, I don't think anyone's following them. So if he was to
Oh,
drive 20 minutes to a dealer's house,
that's true. Maybe on the way to work or something or home. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't think that they think that the heat is on because me personally, if I was guilty of something like that, I would not be taking national interviews. I wouldn't be going on the behavior panel, Dr. Phil. I wouldn't be doing
Nope.
any of that.
Not unless I really thought I pulled one over on someone.
Yeah, but you'd have to be, they do not strike me as that type.
Me either.
Like they don't seem that organized
Yeah.
and that sure of themselves that they could fool the whole world.
And that's why I don't, a lot of times why I don't think that they had anything to do with it because I think it would have come out by now with all the alcohol and drugs,
Hmm.
number one. And number two, like you said, I just don't think they're organized enough to pull something like that off and to fool everyone.
Yeah. See, I was there. That's how I thought. Like there's no way that they could pull it off. But Don had Cher and me, like he hid this other side to him pretty damn well
Well, I
for a
remember when
long time.
Cher,
So
I remember when that happened and Cher was like, his mask came off last night.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why I flip flop so much because on one hand, I think I just don't really think they would could be able to pull something like this off. But on the other hand, I think, but this behavior is so bad and the living conditions, if they were, I can't imagine being a child living around parents that, I mean, I've lived around a mother that had drug problem and alcohol problem, but to have both of them and have them
Mm,
fighting and who knows what, I don't know. So on that, in that
mm,
way, I just wonder if, when I start thinking down that path, I start thinking, gosh, could they have been capable of doing something or trying to hide something that happened more likely, you know?
mm.
But that's what I flip back and forth on. I just,
Yeah, I understand that. Because I mean, the fact is the kids, well, they did look reasonably healthy. You know, they didn't look
yeah,
sickly or anything. The boys had dirt bikes and like they weren't horribly mistreated, but I do think that they didn't have a very good life there.
yeah. Well, and I think you're right. They weren't, you know, and they did fun stuff. And I just think that witnessing the drug use and the alcohol use and maybe the fighting would be traumatic. And, you know, lots of people coming in and out, maybe
Mm,
that would be hard as a child.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Linda, you're probably talking about Don's outburst. And I believe that was on Ziggy's panel last night. And someone had said maybe they're more street smart than we think. And it could very well be. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have us, they could have the wool over all of our eyes. Like there's so much that we take as fact that may not be fact. Like all like the picture and the video of Summer in the car. the video at the water hole there. We don't know that was from that day.
It was posted that day. You're right, but we don't know that the
It was
video was
posted
taken that
that day,
day.
but it might not have been taken that day. But I'll see. I gotta say, I kind of agree because, I mean, the state of their house is one thing, but also they are doing absolutely nothing to try and get their children back.
Yeah.
Like they both need to go to rehab and get the hell off social media
Yeah.
because all they're doing is it's just a circus. We're just watching two people spiraling out of control. It wasn't time stamped. Well, that's the thing. Like, I think law enforcement could get the metadata from TikTok and Facebook to see, because if you take a picture on your phone stores the time and date.
Yeah.
And that can possibly be linked to the picture when it's uploaded, but we can't see that. Law enforcement might be able to.
Yeah, if you look at the source information for a photo that's posted online, unless it's a screenshot of a photo, but
Hmm.
you can trace the photo back. You have the time and date of the photo, sometimes even the location, depending on what apps the person has on their phone.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't even know if we could see it, but if you can. Problem is finding the original.
Yeah, that's the
Hey, Terry.
problem.
Thought Dr. Phil would offer them rehab. Maybe he did.
I know he offered him counseling.
Yeah. They have done a good job of keeping awareness for their daughter in media. They have.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say that,
even if it's
Jeannie.
just all about Dawn or all about Candace, it's still linked to Summer.
Yep.
No, it's not a joint, it's just a cigarette. I don't do the 420 life. Well, Lipstick, someone said he did offer them counseling, but I don't know. I have no idea what he offered.
I think what I saw was the company that Dr. Phil has started for, I think, virtual counseling services. He was plugging that and offering those services to the Wells as well.
Uh, yeah, Dawn does defend her all day. Jesus! She was
Is that a
hiding in the
cat?
closet. She scared the bejesus out.
Did you know?
No, I was like, I was wondering where the hell did she go? Oh, my heart's pounding.
That'll wake you up.
Oh yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah. Thanks.
Aw.
Need to go back and listen to Dee Dee interview with Unmasked. Kind of statement to law enforcement. Him and Robin, the boys were with them swimming that day. I have heard that.
Really?
Yep.
You said
And I've
earlier,
heard that explained away too. Like they were going to go to this water park, all of them, but then that got kiboshed because of grandma having to go to the hospital. But I do not know. One sec, guys.
after the Dr. Phil show, Dawn
Tammy, we
threw,
love you.
threw up in Candace's face one night on a live that he has 7 alibis and Candace doesn't have any and she's going down.
That's
Mm.
facts.
Yeah. I just can't imagine a relationship where you're doing that to one another and saying those kinds of things to one another.
Yeah, does seem like they're kind of turning on each other. Hey, Mr. Positive.
Queen bitch, she's here. Let's get the party started. Mr. Positive, hey brother.
Had it been confirmed Grannis was at the hospital? I don't know.
No.
I think the only confirmation we ever really got was that they were at Walgreens, because that
Yeah,
was seen on a camera.
at 1:33.
Yeah. It's gonna get weird for a sec. I gotta plug the phone in. I'm caught in the cable. Ah, okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, they've lied about so much other stuff. Do we even know if they actually went to the water hole that day? Like, there's so much that we don't actually know. We're just taking their word for it.
Right. Because if they didn't go to the water hole that day, that opens up a huge period of time. Why would Hunter lie about it though?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
like
Allie.
Hunter's story about going through Candace's phone and her deleted texts and all that, I don't buy it.
Yeah,
I kinda
that's a
do.
bunch of bull.
If she was so.
And
Because I
anyway,
mean,
how
why
would
would he
he
be
know?
so suspicious of her to do that when nothing had happened yet?
Right.
I could see him doing that after Summer went missing, maybe.
Oh, I thought he said he did do it after she went
That's when
missing.
he did it. It was after Summer went missing.
I thought it was that day.
No, it was after Summer went missing and she went back there to see when he
Oh,
what he had told the cops and stuff. And he went through her phone. Yeah, it wasn't that same time. It was after Summer went missing.
I still don't
okay.
think he, I still don't think it's true though, because well, first of all, how would he know who her drug dealer is? He said it was her drug dealer.
I'm sure they all, because I bet his mom used the same dealer. That's why in that small area. What? No, I'm being real.
No, you are. I know, but yeah,
You're probably right. Probably
could
right.
be. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, yeah.
With the footprints that they found on the neighbors, on it was on 2 different neighbors' um, property, and they said
Hmm.
that they took the scent dogs to the footprints and they alerted on them. And I wondered, it's just weird because it's not, they weren't like footprints like somebody walking. It was just a single footprint on one property and a single footprint on another property, is my understanding.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I
but
think too. That's what I
yeah,
thought.
yeah. And I was wondering which scent dogs alerted. Were they live scent dogs or cadaver dogs? But they never told us.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering too.
Because that could
Like,
mean somebody took her and, was carrying her and set her down to readjust, or who knows?
yeah, yeah. I don't know if we ever got, because I think the tracking dogs. That's all they said, where they were tracking dogs. So we don't know.
Right.
Apparently, cracking cases when I they were scent dogs. Yeah, how does he know? Not to discredit anybody else, but
Yeah,
how do they know?
right.
I'm not asking that to be a dick. I'm legit asking how they know. Did they say?
I'm curious too. Yeah.
I would assume that they would use a scent tracker. I mean, that would be the
But well,
logical choice, because at that point you just assume that she walked off or whatever.
yeah. But then if she walked off, there'd be more than a single footprint.
Right. True.
Yeah, well, there'd be footprints all over their property, but I mean, the single footprint on two different neighbors is really weird.
Really weird.
Hi, Miss Wednesday.
Miss Cher,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts on, and I'm not accusing this person at all. I'm curious. Do you have any thoughts on Frank Light?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just not sure where he would play a part, but I've definitely, I mean, I've talked to Dawn about him and everything, but I just think that part of this is certain people counting on those people in the rough area to be the cover of all of this, if that makes sense.
Like escape?
So, yeah, yep,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's definitely not
It's
a good character, so
yeah, he's kind of bottom on my list.
he's definitely
Bottom.
on the list, though.
He's on the list, but like somewhere near the middle or bottom.
Okay.
Like maybe it's who, maybe if she got sold, maybe they sold it. He was involved in the trade or something. Like it's possible that he was involved in some way, but that's
Right.
not the first place that my mind goes.
Okay.
I hope that makes some sense.
I'm trying to be quiet. I'm getting a soda and I'm putting ice in my glass.
Christina Frank Light was a guy who was arrested for having some, well, just say child porn and stuff like that, and doing some pretty bad shit to kids. He just got out of prison 2 or 3 months before someone went missing.
Yes, Tammy Barnes, and you remember I was covering that from the beginning, and I am going back to that. So you'll be seeing me go back to covering the church again. Like I did that at the very beginning, and nobody wanted to listen to me. They all like shunned me. How dare you speak about a church like that?
Mm.
And I was like, why is everyone overlooking this?
I don't know if people know, but there are lots of predators in churches. I mean,
Oh
it's a
yeah.
good place for them to find kids and develop relationships with them. So, groom them.
Well, did you guys see that video where Robin's holding Summer and she's trying to get her to pay attention to
Yes,
that? Is it Dotson?
Dave, that's the David Flu guy.
Yeah, and he's like waving at her and stuff, and she just looks super uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Like she does look uncomfortable, and it looks like Robin's pushing it on her.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
Raylene, yes, top of my list with yeah, he's definitely in the top of the thinking.
who is that, Cher, that's at top?
The flute guy,
Oh,
the
okay.
guy that Mr. Scheer's talking about in the videos. Yeah,
Yeah, the
David
guy.
Dotson, I think is his name, but
Yeah,
David for sure is
and
his
he
name.
left the church and went
He
back to
left the
Baptist
church,
church.
and Don says it himself. He came there, got to know Summer, and left.
Yeah,
Like that's weird
he
to even
wasn't
say
there
it
very
like that.
long.
I don't know where that video is. I can't remember where it was I
I'll
saw it.
find it tomorrow.
Cher's gonna find it.
Yeah, I will find it because it's creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Hey, Melanie.
Heck yeah, Tammy. Let's do it, sister. Let's do that. You're gonna come up on panel and help with that again?
What about the Randy Haas guy? Who's that? Who's Randy?
Randy. I
I
don't
know
know who that is.
Dotson. The Dobbs guy, he was my biggest suspect because he was camping out there and was on the wrong property, and then he put up that old picture and tried to pass it off as new.
Yep, that's weird.
Like that was weird. Like everybody is so freaking weird in this.
Yep. That's what makes it so, I don't know. I think that's part of why it keeps people's attention. So that's good,
Oh,
but
the ex-coworker.
Okay, Christina, I'll find it.
Yeah, it could have been him too. Could have been the disgruntled coworker that
I don't
Don
believe
fired.
that at all.
No, he'd be at the bottom of my list, but he is on it.
That disgruntled coworker he fired, out of all of the time and all of the hours I've spent talking with Don, he never came up.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
thought
unless
that he had an alibi that in the beginning. I can't recall where I even heard that, but
people are asking who Luca is. Are you talking about Luca Magnotta?
I hope they're not
don't mess
talking
with
about
cats.
Benny's son, because you will be blocked. Benny's son's name is Luca, so I hope that's not what they're talking about.
I just saw a couple people say, "Who's Luca?"
I don't know who Luca is.
I thought of Luca Magnotta.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, you got to go back to the last person to see her. Yeah, which apparently the last people to see her were her sons, Candace's boys, according to Candace. I see you. Can you just pop your camera on and off so we know you're not a spammer? Okay, you're good. Just give me one sec here. Hello,
Hey, how are y'all?
we're doing all right.
I was trying to follow along and then I just cut the YouTube off so I didn't get the echo. So I don't want to intrude on if we're on a specific topic right now or not.
Not really, just kind of all things Wells.
Okay. I'm actually really glad y'all are doing this because we started going back through and looking at all this again from the beginning. And
Mm.
I was like, oh, we really should ask you guys about it too, since y'all have had experience in communication, especially with Don. And so I have a couple random kind of questions. My first one is, do y'all know when Grandis actually left after Summer went missing?
It was pretty soon after. It was a couple
Yeah.
of weeks, wasn't it?
I don't even think it was a couple weeks. I thought it was days, but I'm not
Wouldn't it,
100%.
kind of like within the week almost feeling though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
it was 2 to 3. It was almost 3 weeks. It was like 18 days or something after Summer went missing that Grandis left.
Oh, that's true because she went to the church service
Yeah,
that
because she was at the
Saturday.
prayer circle things for a couple. Yep.
Okay, that's right. I didn't even, I forgot
Oh
about the
yeah,
prayer
she was.
circles.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, by any chance, y'all know when she got back into town?
When
Or
she
her
just got back was just oh, it wasn't that long ago. She recently got back there. Yeah, she's
It was like 2
Is she
weeks ago.
still there? Is she still there?
I'm not sure if she's still there because that's not
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
haven't
was
heard
just
hardly
curious.
hear from her.
I don't know if she's still there or not. I could always just text him and ask and maybe he'll answer.
Yeah, you never know.
I was
Don's
hoping.
an enigma. Sometimes he'll respond, sometimes he
Or
won't.
I'll be like, don't talk to me, and then he'll be like, why? And he'll blow me up like, why? I miss you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sharon.
I know. I thought the last I heard shared that he wasn't going to talk to you for like 3 days, and I give it like
He says
28
that all the
minutes.
time, and then he's blowing me up.
I was like 28 minutes would be my cap on that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean anything by that. I'm just like, I don't see it. I think because he's so wishy-washy.
No, you're right. Yeah.
That's what I said.
The only reason is because I was told as long as I'm comfortable. So as long as I was comfortable, if it, keeping
Mhm.
him talking was what I was thinking. I'm like, how can I be helpful? And I just thought, well, even when he was always texting me throughout everything.
Mhm.
So I'm like, well, I'll just keep everything documented. And if it's helpful, I don't know what's helpful. So everything will go to TBI because it's up to them to figure out what's helpful or not helpful, right? So
Yeah.
Christine, you can get
let him
timed out
talk.
infinite times. It's up to the channel owner to ban you.
Okay, hold on. Grandest. My thoughts. Oh my
that's
gosh.
true out of the shadows.
I have so many thoughts about Grandest, but okay, hold on. The Grandest thing. Okay, since you've talked to Don so much, here are my other kind of questions because I'm trying. Something clicked with me last night for the first time that I was like, "Son of a biscuit! I can't believe we hadn't thought about this." Because I'm with you guys saying that like the 2 minutes in certain time frames, it doesn't add up when you
Right.
try to put it in order to make it make sense, if you will. Do y'all know whether or not Don, because I know he's not very good at times, or at least that's my impression. He doesn't, I don't know why, for one reason or another, because I feel like he's been off an hour, like he thought the call was 5:30, like he said, but the 911 call came in at 6:30, right? Or 6:32.
6:29.
Yeah, he was an hour on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So did he ever mention to y'all, I don't know, Sheriff, if he would have, but did he leave work at any other time during that day? I mean, I know his hours are different and don't, like.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
But
did.
he came back.
What?
But he came back to work, right?
Yes, he did.
So do you think, based on your conversations with him, does he consider like working at, he says that he decided to stay late because they were, picking up the prescriptions, going to the lake, no one was home, might as well work. So is working late for him like 3:30?
No, that'd be like 8.
Yeah, apparently he left around 3:30
Well, he left once before that too.
for like an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm. He left work that day to at 11:30 to go to lunch.
Okay.
He told me. I said, "Did you leave that day for lunch?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "What time?" He said, "About 11:30."
And then, but he
Well,
saw,
then-
he saw his boss after that, right? So he would have gotten
Yeah.
back. Okay.
He didn't see his boss until like 5:30.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
Yeah,
After
because the
that.
guy left at
So
5:30.
So then if he left at 11:30 or 11 for lunch, I thought when I heard an interview with him, he said when he left at 3 or 3:30, whatever that was, that he was going to lunch then.
I don't think that's when he said he was going to lunch at 3:30. I think he said, I don't know what he said, but he told me he had lunch at 11:30. He told both of us that.
Yeah,
So he left
I
work
did hear that he
twice.
left at like 3 or 3:30. It might have been to go get some more mud or something. Who knows?
Yeah, but
But he
that's
was
not what
only
he meant.
gone for like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
he told us he left for lunch. We said, "Did you leave to have lunch the day Summer went missing?" He said, "Yes." We said, "What time?" He said, "Around 11:30." Well, first he was like, "I don't know why about 11:30." So he was upset that I even asked that. So lunch was at 11:30. I'm assuming for like an hour, maybe half an hour. And then, yeah, as far as leaving at 3 or 3:30 again. Oh, hold on.
Oh, he's calling right now.
Oh, good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Don Wells is calling right now.
Crystal Spencer. Yeah? What are you doing? I don't know. What is up with that?
Really?
Well, what are you saying? Like, what do you mean? I didn't say it. I didn't say it. That didn't come out of my mouth.
Where did it come from and why is it on your channel?
Did you listen to the voice who's saying it? That's Robin. Robin said that, not me. Why would I say that? I don't know your pastor.
Robin never said no bullshit like that.
That is Robin. Yes, it is. Robin said that. Listen to the voicemail. Yes, it is Robin. You can even see it. What?
Who's gonna put that out there?
Yes, I put that on a video.
Why? Why would you do that?
I played a whole thing. I didn't play just that part. Why? Are people talking about that?
Why would you it's like that out there?
I didn't put words. That's her words, Dawn. That was not my words.
I don't give a fuck whose words it is. Why would you do that?
What am I supposed to do? Just take that part out and then have everyone say, why did you edit it out?
You're telling me that Robin said
Yes.
our pastor is a
That's
filthy kind of person?
before you call me freaking out, maybe you should actually look at it. It's Robin. It's Robin's picture. It's her
That's
voice.
BS.
It's not BS. It's
I
her.
don't buy that for 1 second. No way.
Okay.
There is no fucking way, Sharon. You know, fuck me up right there, man.
So I made up Robin's voice now? Is that what you're actually saying? That I made up Robin's voice?
Wow. There is no
How about you have Robin tell you that that's not her? How about you tell Robin, no, you tell Robin to tell you that that's not her, because she won't tell you. She's going to tell you that, yes, that's her. She will tell you that that is her. That's her. Fuck, man. I don't just make up people's voices. So you see what the trigger is for him right now. He's not liking that at all. But I didn't make it up. I didn't put words in Robin's mouth.
I don't think you put words in Robin's
What-
mouth, and I
what
thought
was
it.
he mad about?
I
About
thought it
Robin?
sounded like her.
And I put Robin's video out there, my conversation with Robin. And her voice memo says, the pastor says he's a big, touchy-feely guy. That's what Robin says, not me. Robin is saying it.
He did say that.
I think what
I wrote
Dawn
it
needs
down.
to understand is that these aren't attacks on him or anyone
No.
else. These are exploring theories, and sometimes exploring one theory can lead you to a whole other thought. And
Yeah.
that's the
Mhm.
purpose of all of this, is trying to figure out where Summer is.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about making Don or Candace or Robin or anybody look good. It's
Good or
about getting
bad.
answers.
He knows we're
Right.
live.
Well, then,
call
and I
him
think
because he knows
too,
we're
right.
live.
I was about to say, oh gosh, is he still on the phone? I don't want to interrupt if he is.
No, he
No, he hung
he
up.
hung
I
up.
was mad and okay, because I feel like if anything right now, like for the first time, I sincerely really mean it. I'm trying to look at it as a clean slate, but I'm really just trying to make sure I understand what they've said in the times that they have indicated that things happen. It's not necessarily to attack them or anything, but it's really just so I'm verifying and making sure I understand the statements that they have given. And if I want to follow their story, that's all it is. And they're just some things. I mean, I have to tell, Tia and crazy mama a lot. I'm like, you got to just walk me through it, help me understand it. And that's essentially what I feel like it is, right? This whole discussion is for us right now. It's not an attack on him. And how is he just hearing that clip? That was up the other day.
And
Yeah.
he's drunk right now,
Yeah.
so you can hear.
Oh, yeah, probably. Someone asked why some names in the chat are blue. It's because they're moderators for this channel.
How
He's not talked to me like that before, really. Like, not like
I
he
don't
doesn't.
I don't understand. Like, how does that not? And it, excuse me for my French. How does that not frustrate the hell out of you, Cher? To like have, because I couldn't do that. Like, I'm so glad that you've got the communication with him, because I personally, I don't know if I could do it because of that fluctuation of the attitudes and the behavior. And I want him to be. And I believe that they're both torn up and devastated over having a missing daughter and their boys, and it's a whole lot to deal with. But this is where I just like want to yank a knot in them and be like, you clean up your act. If this is so important to you, this is your time to get your family back together.
He doesn't care about that.
That's what I was saying. Like, what's he doing? Worrying about what YouTubers are saying, getting high, getting drunk. Like, why are they not trying to get themselves cleaned up for their boys? Like, it baffles me.
It makes me feel like
Oh, Mr. Share.
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Well, like we used to see a different side of Don. Like he started off very like not shy,
Or do
but
you
quiet,
how you
kind of subdued,
how he's talking
really
to your wife?
broken down. Yeah, I'm good, man.
Mhm.
And then we saw him starting to get more aggressive,
Mhm.
and then starting those lies like the mafia thing
Mhm.
and the fake arrest. And that's when Cher cut ties, basically said we're not doing it anymore. But
Mhm.
we've watched his behavior get worse and worse and worse. And now I've never heard him talk like that to Cher, and it pissed me off.
I mean, it should piss you off because he's an
So,
adult and you have to take responsibility for your actions and your behavior. And he's had y'all support essentially in one way or another from the get-go.
yeah,
And that's on them to waste it. But
Yeah.
until he calls back, then he's really going to not probably like my next couple questions because I'm just trying to verify the times because I know, and I'm not going off of what someone, H said or someone else, but Don even mentioned that he called Candace that afternoon.
Mhm.
I guess around the time that they were, to go swimming and stuff. But he says he thinks that call was around 3 or 3:30. That can't be it because she was driving home by then. Do y'all know a more accurate time, or is there any clarification on that y'all?
No,
Mhm.
I wish we had their phone records or something. But yeah, both Candace and Don said that he called her, but
Mhm.
we don't know when for sure.
Mhm.
I just it drives me nuts that I guess if I'm going off of what they've said, he gets the frantic phone call from her around 5:30. His words, the timing.
Yeah.
But yet the 911 call, the 6:29 or 6:32, that 6:30, let's just call it approximately 6:30. When that goes in, he's supposed to he only got home, it took him 30 minutes because he was racing home. But by then she's been missing for an hour, not just 10 minutes. Like it doesn't add up. That's where I wish he was on the phone to clarify. I kid you not, because
Yeah, he had said that he thought it was 5:30 when Candace called him,
uh,
and he loaded up his stuff and left and called 911 himself immediately after that.
mhm.
So I think he just had the time wrong.
Okay, because last night for the first time I was like, all right, the 6:30 call would then that 6:32 or 6:29, that would make sense to me. He tells her to hang
Mhm.
up, call 911. He throws his stuff in the car and also calls, and then she goes out and looks, drives up and down, and gets by
Yeah.
the time Candace is coming back up from looking for Summer herself, law enforcement is pulling in, correct? And she
Yeah,
says,
sometimes he says he beat the police there. Sometimes he said there might have been law enforcement already there.
mhm,
I could understand that part, like being
mhm,
all panicked and not remembering exactly.
mhm.
I get that, but I don't think there's a time difference in the locations. But
So it
sometimes your phone does daylight savings time automatically. Sometimes it doesn't.
doesn't.
His phone might have been an hour off for months, and he didn't even know.
I mean, mine changes
If he's not
automatically.
paying attention to it, or the phone or the clock in the Subaru might have been
Oh,
the
true.
time might have been off.
Oh, I have that information just so y'all know about the Subaru.
Hmm.
We found it, and I've got the VIN number and all that stuff. And from what I can tell, I mean, this is just my opinion on looking at it. He's not making payments. My thought is that he paid flat out cash for it. There's no lien, there's no loan, there's no, but it's a full purchase
Or
price.
did somebody at the church
Did
get
someone else?
one?
But wouldn't it still have to be? But it's in his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
Well, okay. Like my vehicle, if you track the VIN, it says it's owned by me. My
Mhm,
loan isn't through Dodge, so
mhm.
it wouldn't show up. It's through a private company. So I don't know if that would be attached to the VIN.
Well, I was trying to think. I know that my first car, when I purchased it, I did it through like the credit union thing. So it showed up on my old car until I paid it off, and then everything came into my name. But it seems like the red. It seems like he's the holder of the registration, and as far as I could tell, it looked like there were no payments being made on it. Oh, when did he buy the car? Okay, hold on. Um, 1 second. I'm looking at I saved the PDF. So 1 second. Destination charge. They're sending me. Sorry. Okay.
Oh yeah, Piper. If you want to drop out, come back, go ahead.
Invoice. All right. The invoice price $23,398. He said it's a 2021. It's the same VIN number and it matches their license plate. Invoice 23,398, and then it says no. Oh, son of a biscuit, where'd it go? Monthly payments are not on file.
Not on file. Yeah, might be because it's through a different company.
I'll double check the where I got it so that if it says, because I thought it said something about the banking or the institution that helped, was listed on some other ones, but I'll double check it. But it made me question it. When was the car purchased?
Well, we got to question everything. I don't trust.
mean,
I don't trust anything.
The purchase date was 1/14. The title was issued on January 14th, 2021. And title brand record, sorry. Dash, don't we have this written down somewhere else too? Or does Don say, he said he just got that car that year, right? Around Christmas, after Christmas time or November.
I can't remember when he said he got it.
I think, I think there's a TikTok with Candace in it, and they definitely, I think, had it in December.
Yeah, it was like a Christmas present from her husband. So
I think it was the end of December. But the title, it just says the date of the title registered was monthly seating 5 all dropped. Where'd it go? Yeah, the title issued. There were 18 miles on the odometer, and the title was issued January 14th, 2021.
Okay.
That is interesting, though, the church thing, share. I didn't think about that, but so much.
Yeah, BB Diamond says Grandis left July 18th.
18th, okay.
Well, just over a month after.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was sooner than that.
So did I.
I
Oh,
have
and
it
people
on
were
a
saying in the
timeline
chat.
on my computer. I remember it was less than 3 weeks, but more than 2.
Okay, wait. That's Tiffany. I'm looking at my timeline as well. So wait, you've got it on the 18th as well.
I don't have it on the 18th. I've got it about 18 days after
Okay.
summer, so it would be 30, like July 3rd.
Yeah, I think she was definitely gone by the 4th. Because I think, didn't y'all do a
Yeah.
live with them or something too around the 4th? I can't remember, but I think she was gone. But then she just got back. Do we know when she got back into town? We don't. Does anyone know in chat?
Two weeks ago.
Okay, about 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Yeah, according to 423 Chase because um, he about 8 days ago, let's see, 8 days ago, there was a recording, and the recording was from a week ago, and he said grandma had just gotten home.
Okay. As far, I thought she left again.
Exactly.
I wonder if she
Shannon.
did.
Okay, wait. And then, Cher, can I ask you another question, or Mr. Cher, either one of y'all, can you, if you don't mind, real quick, can you give me like the Cliff Notes versions on your thoughts with the Hunter thing being there that day?
Well,
Do you
Cher
think,
thinks he was.
Hmm.
do you think he got
I
there
don't know.
with Candace, like in the car with Candace and Grandma that day?
I think there was 2 vehicles.
Okay,
Hmm,
okay,
that's interesting.
yes. Because all right.
Oh, and I also heard or saw in the side chat that some people said that the news said that Summer was last seen walking down the road at like 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also that something about she was reported missing at 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
I had a question about that too. I was kind of waiting my turn, but that was going to be my next question because the 911 call we know was made at like 6:27, 6:29, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And Don keeps saying 5:30, but I've also heard Jody say it happened at 5:30. Jody Sue, I mean. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to figure out because they said they looked for 10 minutes and called
Mm-hmm.
911. So I'm
That's what I
confused on the
heard.
timing. None of it doesn't jive.
And then
Hey, checking.
Hey, checking.
And then I guess also after that, she called H around 7:15, and then Dodson around 7:30.
7:29 she called Leslie.
She did call. Let's see. I didn't think she called Leslie. I thought she called.
Yeah,
Oh
she
no,
called
I thought no.
Leslie and talked to Allie
H
because
called
she
Leslie.
originally
H called
called
Leslie.
Hunter, and Hunter was like, "Well, I don't know what to do. Call my mom." And so that's when she called Allie. And remember, Allie said that she was in her kitchen, just kind of walking around, messing with her hat. And
That was late at night. That was like the 11:30 p.m. call, right? And she said, "Grant, I'm not out there. Like my mom's out there talking to law enforcement. I'm not
oh,
talking to
maybe
them."
it was I just assumed. No, 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 no.
No, no, you're
I
right.
think in the interview with Chris McDonough, I think that Leslie said it was on her phone, time stamped,
That's
like
when I think
7:29.
that's when Hunter or excuse me, H called Allie and Leslie at the ball field after he had gotten the call from Candace.
Oh, maybe that's it then.
I think
H
that's
call.
correct. And then they kind of, I guess the weird thing to me, and I was going to ask if they'd ever said this to you guys, that apparently Candace had a habit of wondering, like she thinks she lost her child or something, so they didn't know whether or not to believe it at first.
Yep.
Like, and then it was once they were done, once the game was over, I think Allie and Leslie indicated that they started checking Facebook and saw the stuff on Facebook. And I think Allie tried to call her via Snapchat or however they call, and she didn't answer. But when she later that night around 11:30, closer to midnight, when she did speak to her, she was able. She got, I think her daughter. She said that she got her daughter to call, and Candace answered then, and that's when she
Oh.
was messing with the hat and not talking to law enforcement and had to go to bed because she had to get up early to go to the police station the next day. But I was wanted to ask you all too, do you know the day, if there's any way to verify whether or not she went back over to H's, was it Wednesday or Thursday right after, to see if he had talked to, do y'all remember what day that was? I know, I'm assuming Dawn did not go over there, but Candace did?
Yeah, Candace went over there to see what H had said to the police or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It was 2 or 3 days after Summer went missing because it was after Hunter had been questioned, right? But I don't know the exact day. I don't know if it was the 17th or the 18th.
Or he had to work. I think even one day was a Saturday because I feel like someone said H had to work or something. He was going to work, or then it was hard for him to go to work because of all this.
Crime Web, I highly doubt Ollie would interview with us.
I would hope that they would, if the efforts to get clarification unless they're totally instructed not to, which then by all means, if law enforcement tells them not to talk, don't talk. But
Well, I'm pretty sure that they're all watching and seeing all the shit show unfold with Dawn. I'd be surprised if anybody would interview.
Do you all think that Candace also called 911 when Dawn told her to? When he said hang up and call?
We assume she did, but Crazy Mama just said the scanner stated father advised. Said
Yeah,
that she went for a walk and then couldn't find her daughter.
It said 10 minutes too, that she's been gone for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
See, that's what I don't get. If we go with the 5:30 time,
Right.
that puts Dawn in a pickle. But for the first time last night, we talked it through, and I was like, hold the phone. What about if the 6:30 call, say she called Dawn around 6:30, not 5:30, and he says, okay, hang up and call 911, and she calls from her phone or goes and grabs Grandis's phone, wherever it was, to call. And then for him to throw the crap in the car, his tools in the car, and then to call while he's also getting on the road, assuming that would still come in, between 6:29 and 6:35 ish. There were, I'm assuming, 2 phone calls, hopefully one from each parent. But if that 6:30 time frame would work better actually for both of them in one way, because it would still put them getting there around the same time that law enforcement or one of the first responders got there was 7:03. So that, that makes more sense to me. But the only thing I don't like about it is I just wish Don could clarify the 5:30 thing, because otherwise it's way too much time between 5:30 and 6:30 to make a phone call to 911, especially if she's only been missing 10 minutes.
Yep, it's weird.
It's weird, but then if it does work, the 6:30 does work, but then you've got like, what the heck happened between 3:30 in the afternoon, but I'd say they're home by 3:30, and 6:30 that night.
That was the gap that I came up with in my timeline as well, a 3-hour gap.
Yeah. They didn't plant flowers for 3 hours.
I don't think so. Like, that's a lot of time. And that's for the first time today, Cheryl. I'll tell you, you got talking about, I know there's been some talk about H and back and forth. And I was like, oh God, that does give them more time to be there, or to kind of people to come and go. Whether or not, like you said, I don't know. I was just like, maybe he and his girlfriend ran over there. I don't know.
Who knows?
Something else has kind of bugged me. Maybe you guys can explain it, but Candace called Dawn, said she can't find Summer. He says for her to call 911. So she has to go and get her mom's phone to call 911?
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Why?
Okay, because hers, where is Tia Dash? Because
Is it a different phone service maybe in one of the, like a AT&T versus Sprint or whatever? And
well, Grandis is AT&T, and I believe, if I understood it correctly, that that was the only one that could make a 911 call. But I'm pretty sure all of our phones, even like my old, remember the iPod Touch things, like when you could put Skype and stuff on, like that can make an emergency 911 call.
Yep. Yeah.
So
if you have Wi-Fi.
If you have Wi-Fi, and I'm assuming they did, because if they left the boys at home, and Candace made a comment that like they make sure that they've got their phones. But wait, if their phones can't call 911, do you just leave Grandis's phone there every day if they're home alone? Otherwise, would they have to call you and get you to call 911?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, her phone obviously worked because she called Dawn. So why wouldn't it work to call 911?
So yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing. They talked the entire time
Mm-hmm.
Dawn was driving home on Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you wonder, was she stationary? Was Candace stationary? And because why didn't she lose signal at any point?
Because by that time, I'm guessing when she jumped in Grandis's car, she still had Grandis's phone. If she used that to call 911.
But if she was talking to Dawn,
Benny.
it was on Facebook. So I don't think they would have Candace would have her Facebook on her mom's phone.
Probably not. So yeah, she used her phone to talk to Dawn, but she had to use a different phone to call 911, which
They
Right.
have two phones.
I thought that was very weird. Yeah, now I don't know if they did that.
I don't know. Robin told me they each have two phones.
I thought, but didn't Grandma had just put more minutes on her phone? Remember why they were when they
Yep.
got to the swimming hole? So
We
remember
can't
they
even
played
say any of
around.
that as fact though, because we haven't seen no proofs of any of that shit. Hey,
We haven't
brother!
seen proof of any
Hey,
of it.
sister.
Really.
Hey, brother.
What's up, Benny?
I'm all like,
Hey Benny,
Hey, Benny.
Hi, Miss Piper. Hi, LFT.
how are you doing?
Good. Sorry.
No, I was about to say I'm just spitballing here, and I had a huge list of questions that I was trying to go through, but now I'm just kind of talking through things, and if y'all have any insight, I'm all for it. Because the phone thing gets me. And then I'm assuming Grandis was the point person when she was the person left when Summer went missing. All right, Grandis stays at home. She's up on top of the hill at the house. The boys go down to the creek with their walkie-talkies and buck knives or whatever they have. They're all three together. Candace jumps in her mom's car yet again, correct? And drives, one end of the road to the next to the churches. I mean, she stays within like a 9-mile radius, of course, but it just doesn't add up to me. I don't understand I don't know.
I wonder, and I don't mean this in a negative way. Let me preface this by telling a story I'm ashamed of as being a mother. It's short, but shortly after I was divorced, I'm a single mom of two boys. At the time, they were 5 and 8 years old. My mother was living with me, and she worked nights. And so every morning I'd leave for work, come home, and the boys would only have to be home for a couple hours by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my mom had to work mornings one day, and she told me, and I completely spaced it. I left for work. I get a call from my mom at about 3 in the afternoon. She's like, "Do you realize you left the boys at home all day by themselves?"
That's like the forgotten baby syndrome, like when people leave their children inadvertently in car seats in the heat. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's an accident, a real life accident.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they were all asleep when I left, and um I'm so used to my mom, it was out of my pattern. And I'm so ashamed that happened, like, to this day. It was years and years ago, but to this day I still feel so ashamed as a mother. So I'm wondering, you know, some of the reason Candace is acting the way she is, could it be related to just plain old mom guilt? Like maybe she got a little busy or was doing something else for a couple hours. It's easy to do at home. But she
Yeah.
didn't want to make it seem like she wasn't being attentive. So she, said it was only a few minutes.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
And I'm not saying she did something or something happened to Summer, but I'm saying maybe during that time that would allow more time for somebody to come onto their property
What's
without
that?
them. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'll have to think through I may have to send y'all a Facebook message later. I don't want to take up any more time and let other people come up.
Can I ask a question real quick? I saw in the comments that somebody said, "When is Don going to call back?" Has he called in?
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he called
He
me.
called me freaking out.
Started giving Cher crap for posting that.
He said I'm lying and that wasn't Robin that I posted. It's Robin's voice. I'm not pretending to be Robin.
It's weird though, because you know, all you're doing is trying to go through possibilities and work them through. And even
He's
if
never
somebody's
spoken to me like that. He's drunk too though, but he's spoken to me kind of like that, but he's never been that he's never talked to me like that. I usually told him he's tried to a couple times and I say, Donald, fucking stop it. I've told him, don't talk to me like that. You're not gonna do that to me. And he stops and apologizes.
Yeah, I think he's gone beyond that point now.
Yeah,
He's
beyond that now.
completely just.
Yeah.
He's not the
I was about
same
to ask-
guy he was a couple months ago.
it's got to be the stress, and everybody is just like dragging him on social. I don't know. It's just
But at some point, I just think he's got to take responsibility. Just be better. Just try to be better. I know it sucks, but do you have a channel? May I ask that on the channel? Do you have a channel?
who?
Do you? Oh, just
Yes, I do.
Insight. Okay.
Yeah, CSI, crowdsourced illuminations. I
Okay.
don't post regularly, like you know a real YouTube channel creator would do, but I do post at least a few times a month.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I only have like 150 subscribers.
I'm not worried about subscriber numbers. Believe me, I love that you have a timeline and stuff. So I just wanted to check it out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's on my. I did do a video on I've done a couple on the timeline.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Mr. Mark, can I ask you a question? If you know the answer.
Sure.
There was some stuff that was either talked about today, earlier, or yesterday. I can't really remember. But it was about Candace throwing a phone in the back of Donnie's truck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me some insight, Piper? Because I had never heard that. I don't even know anything about that.
When she wanted to call 911, this was in the Chris McDonough interview, I believe. And when she wanted to call 911, she threw her phone in the back of Don's truck and grabbed grandma's phone and used that to call 911. That's what she said in the interview.
Now, I'm just curious, did her phone leave in the truck somewhere?
That's what we don't know.
That's what I was asking, because she would have had to have been on her phone to use Messenger to talk to Don.
Okay.
Or she could
Yeah,
have
I
done
think
it
she was
through-
on with Dawn while she called 911, maybe.
Like both phones.
Yeah, like she threw the one in the
Oh.
truck and then she was driving around looking for Summer while calling 911. That's the vibe I got.
That's the vibe I got too, Mark.
I never thought of that. It didn't dawn on me. She could have had both phones.
Correct.
That's it.
That's a
kind
good
of one of
point.
the things that I wanted to clear up for myself and for anybody else that maybe wasn't, really keen on what was going on with that scenario. It was, for me, it was like what happened after, there was a point to say it was thrown in the back of the truck. So what was the reasoning for saying that? Is that because the phone left the property, or she grabbed it again and had both phones? So
because she had to go grab her mom's is all I remember. I got the impression that she was just throwing it on the back of the truck, almost just like on the bumper. You know what I mean? Like
right.
And then ran and got one that worked, that had better service. Whether or not she picked hers back up afterwards,
who knows?
My thought would be no, that she would jump in the car and go drive off and be on the phone using now her mom's AT&T phone to have called 911 and then potentially get back in touch with Don. And her actual phone maybe was still sitting on the back of the truck when they got up there. But I'm not sure. But I'm going to pop off so someone else can come up and keep talking as well. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It was nice meeting you, LFT.
I know. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go listen and chat for a bit.
Good night.
All right. Thanks for hopping on.
The voice
Seems like the more we talk about this, the more confusing it gets.
Yeah. Benny, I think we got to start at the very beginning again.
I think, you know what? We may have to circle back.
That was what I was going to do too.
Yeah.
Do
I
we
mean, that's
want
Start
it? I know we talked earlier and you kind of wanted out of this and so did I. So
Yeah.
totally up to
I do
you,
too.
but maybe we should start at the beginning or we just put all of our power into the Struble. By the way, Nicole blocked me.
Did she?
No,
Oh, snap.
no.
What?
She tried to get Courtney's dad mad at me and started texting him things that me and her were texting about. And I told Mark, there's a game we have to play.
Right.
So, yeah. And he understood. So she tried to get everybody to turn against me. And they didn't. I still talk to Mark. I still talk to Bobby. I still talk to all of them. She tried to get Kendra to turn against me, Mark to turn against me, everyone to turn against me. And then she blocked me.
So she's
Wow.
the only outcast outstanding, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, this is not how I wanted this to go. Well, it doesn't matter how you want it to go.
Yeah, the only shitty thing about that is she was kind of like the inroad to Sam
talk again, 'cause you
and
don't
the
know
older
Thomas.
brother,
Thomas,
Thomas.
yeah.
So I don't know if we'll be able to get in touch with them. I really want to talk to them.
No, I know people that
Yeah,
know
me
Tom.
too. Or I'd at least like to hear what you guys, ask them. That's kind of shocking, but she went kind of deep in, didn't she? She went really deep in to just pull out like that, like a dirty pull out.
Well,
Hate
when
to
she
say it
couldn't
that way.
control the narrative anymore.
Yeah.
Did you
Why
ever
do you
hear
think
back
that
from
is?
Donna?
Why do you think? Oh,
I'm
sorry, Benny.
Sorry, Piper, go ahead.
No, I was just asking, why do you think she's reacting like that? Why do you
You
think it's
know
so
why.
important for her
You
to
already know
control?
why I think that. Because I think she's guilty of something.
She
She
she's
either witnessed it and is hiding it with those boys, or she had a hand in it and they're all protecting each other.
Absolutely.
yep,
That
because
would be
there've
the
been
only
different
rational
stories.
reason.
Yeah, there've been different stories and lies, and right from the start.
Do you
As
guys
soon
have a
as she
next move?
started talking, I remember hearing something. I can't remember what it
Yeah,
was, but
you
I'm like,
know
she
it right
fucking lied just then.
Yeah, she started lying right away, and Mr. Sheard called it out right away.
Do you guys have
Wow.
a next move kind of calculated or?
I've been thinking about it. I need another day or two to think about it. I don't
Well,
know
we
yet.
need to talk behind the scenes then.
Yeah,
Because,
definitely. Yeah,
yeah,
tomorrow.
for sure.
Call tomorrow.
Because you know what, I think I think we might be getting into that area where Miss Terry is at, right? Like trying to find. So the advice that I gave Miss Terry about getting a dog, a cadaver dog, just to do some hunting around, was start to look for dog kennels that raise the kind of dogs that do searches. So you just reached out to search and rescue kennels and ask for resources for what's the word I'm searching for here? Pro bono search, I guess, essentially, right? And to come out and see what we can find. So I think that would be a useful next step as well, don't you guys?
Gotta find that fire pit.
Yeah. Lady Justice, welcome to the team. Yeah, if we could find cadaver dogs, I know there's nothing like that close, but maybe a couple hours away.
I found some. I think it's Saskatoon.
We gotta
And
figure.
you guys aren't far from the States, right? Like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might just be easier to find that resource in the States and try to get it over there for a couple of
that's what I
weekends.
was thinking.
Well, if COVID ever lets up, so we can cross the border, yeah.
Well, you could be non-essential and cross now, but they'd have
But
to
if
be
they're
to
vaccinated.
come across. Yeah, they would have to be vaccinated searchers. Their whole team would have to be vaccinated.
Mhm.
Because I know where I would send that dog.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Me
That
too.
yeah,
Vet clinic.
that
And-
railroad track just south of it. We
And-
drove there the one time we were there live at night. We drove down there. It's like an eighth of a mile, and it's just nothing. There's railroad tracks, and then nothing.
Now, wasn't
It's pitch
Neil's
black.
house was a quarter mile down the road from the vet clinic, right?
No, I don't think there's anybody living. Oh,
Yeah,
no, the other way. Apparently, yeah.
Neil's
Someone's
was a
house
quarter
was pretty
mile
close.
away. They said, I thought.
Yep, fairly close. I'm not sure where.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been across the highway.
Yeah.
The other direction. But I would definitely send them down there because I went down there and I thought, if I was a teenager and I killed somebody and I needed to get rid of them quick, I would take them right there because it's just a dead end spot. It's just an open field.
You may have
Nothing there.
You may have had time to put something there and even go back and take care of it, to make it real tidy later on, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get a straight answer if police had searched, like done a real search, because, well, for 5 months or whatever, it was treated as a runaway. So
Right.
obviously they weren't bringing dogs and search crews around.
No, and in that first 5 months of her being a runaway, you sure lose a lot of forensics if she's outside.
Yep.
Yep.
A lot.
So
Stuff
then
gets
you'd be
scattered
looking at winter, there's snow on the ground. Yeah.
Now we've had 17 winters, 18 winters.
Could you put the membership link in the side chat? Cher's going to put the link in there for you, Sharon, and thank you.
Well, I'm going to jump off here and let somebody else come up. Mr. Mark, thank you for having me, sir.
Oh, thanks for coming on, bud.
Good night. We love you.
Love you too. You guys are always the voice of reason.
The voices of reason.
The voices of reason.
Ooh.
Ooh, yes. High five. Well, we're going to go about 15 more minutes. So if anyone else wants to come up, the link is in the chat. Maybe I'll get my honey to put it in there one more time. It's like,
Go to bed.
she's tired. She's been, well, her dentist, and she's
all
been
day.
basically live streaming all day long. Wait, 15.
Okay.
And
I
our
wondered
windscreen.
if you guys had an opinion on why Grandma would leave.
Thank you, Betsy. You're awesome. Oh,
Well, the party line was to help her sister.
mhm.
Supposedly, but I think that this would outweigh anything like that.
My
Unless-
personal opinion, her and Dawn were button heads and she left. Because of fighting and arguing and not agreeing on not talk, too much social media. She got angry and she thinks he's stupid and she left.
Huh.
Bobby, her dentist appointment went well.
I go again December 1st.
Yeah, next one's December 1st.
To
And then,
make sure everything is set, and then I'll have my new smile by the new year.
Yep.
Around the new year.
Yay.
it's going to happen faster than we thought, but it's.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't want to talk about it right now.
That means so much. Teeth are, you can't even eat. You know, and the other thing is when you have problems with your teeth, you can't chew up your food enough for all the nutrients to absorb in your GI system. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, just the way it affects your health is
Oh yeah,
big.
teeth are very important for health. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hope you feel better, Queen Bitch. It felt like I just insulted her when I said, "I hope she feels better." That's actually the name.
Yeah. What?
Dawn again?
Why are you calling me now?
It's Candace.
It's Candace.
What's going on?
What do you want to know? What's going on? Why now? What do you need to know?
What's going on? We're calling our master and Robin and our Ducky Beery.
Okay, what about it? I don't know what you want me to say to you. What do you want me to say to you?
Are you serious?
Am I serious? What? Listen, you're not going to yell at me. You are not going to call me and harass me over something that didn't come out of my mouth. You can go and talk to Robin.
I'm not.
Robin said it. Candace, you can log on to my account there and listen to it. It is Robin. It's Robin's picture there. It's Robin. There's no question about it.
I can't.
It's not coming out of my mouth, so why are you calling?
Sure.
Tell your husband to shut up. Please, I'll send you the link then.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
That was the nicest Candace has ever been to share.
Yeah.
F1. Dawn's not happy.
What are they mad about exactly? I don't, that's what I'm not understanding.
Yeah, Don, he takes things with Robin a little too personally.
That's so weird.
Like that wasn't even about Don or Candace. That was about
No.
Robin saying the pastor's touchy-feely, which you take it or leave it. I don't think that necessarily she meant it in a bad way or anything.
Right. Right. I
But
mean, it's a weird thing to say, but so is let's pack our snacks, get our book bags, and go out.
oh yeah,
I
we're having
mean,
a party.
yeah, I mean, it's just a weird thing to say. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it
Hmm.
doesn't hurt to talk about it, you know? Thoughts are tangential. So if you're thinking and talking about one thing, it's easy to go on a tangent, something similar, and sometimes that's what leads to discovery. It's brainstorming.
Oh yeah, that's our only chance to figure anything out is if we just start
Right.
throwing ideas around.
That's right. And not getting tunnel vision that one person or another is involved. It's about looking at every situation objectively.
Yeah,
And maybe that's what Don and Candace don't understand is that, Cher isn't accusing Robin. She's thinking through, the interaction.
yeah, because the fact is, Robin said some things that were very strange.
She did. And maybe she's just that way. I don't know. But it is strange. It's still strange. So why not,
Yeah.
it's,
Well, she's never ever appeared sad that I've ever heard or seen about Summer. Like she's never looked really distraught.
yeah. Well, she always says, that she has faith and that Summer's going to be found today, and
Yeah, and that's great.
yeah.
You know, good to have faith and all that.
But you have to be realistic as well.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't have that aspect. It's just
Yeah.
all hopes and dreams with her.
Yeah, it's butterflies and rainbows.
Mm. That would be a great world to live in. Unfortunately, it's just not reality.
Yeah.
She wanted the pastor to be with her so that she could
Totally
make
get.
sure what she was saying was like the right thing. That's all. And she did say in the message, but it's very briefly, she said, my pastor's a big touchy-feely guy, but he's super nice. But it wasn't, she didn't mean anything by it. She was just talking about an interview. What?
But I don't think she meant it like that.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know why that's not what the content of it was. If you listen to it, it's talking about interviewing with me. But she said it. So for Donald to call me freaking out and saying it's a lie, it's not a lie. Yes, she did say those words, but she said a lot more than that.
What else did you say, man?
She said like that she wasn't really sure. She didn't really want to talk about the church when she didn't really know how to talk about it because she said there's some things that she doesn't really know why does she believe it. But I think it's because like it's hard, like when you're talking to people and you're not used to doing interviews, it's hard to like explain things in depth of why you believe certain things.
And she said that her pastor was really knowledgeable about scripture.
Yeah. Well, he should be.
Yeah, Robin said that she comes at things more emotionally, which I've not really seen from her, but sorry.
They're not like the Catholic Church.
No, yeah, I know that. But she didn't even get a chance to say that yet. I don't know why everyone's only picking apart that one part.
Because people are evil, Cher. Because people are evil and they're condemning little mistake you made. And they're all that. That's why. That's why.
So you want me to take that down?
No. Now. I get it. I get it now. We're trying to understand it, but it's not you, Cher. I'm really pissed off because people are trying to make it about themselves.
Don, let Candace talk.
About Summer.
I know.
No, they're trying to make it seem like a pastor's some kind of evil dude.
I haven't seen any of that, but I've been doing my own, like I went to the dentist today. I was live streaming about my dentist stuff. I didn't see anybody say anything about that. That's why when you're calling me freaking out, Don, I don't even know what you mean. I'm confused as much as you are.
Share, nothing against you. But people are trying to turn it all upside down. You know how they do.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's the people. They're trying to say, oh, Cher said this, oh, Cher said that, blah, blah, blah.
I'm assuming so, Kathy. That's why they called.
Look, I'm not an evil person. Is that Prairie Rider?
Yeah, Mr. Sheriff's here.
Hello. Hey, how are you guys?
Nice to love you.
I hope you guys are doing okay.
Will you please give him my...
Hey, Candace. Candace.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I mean, it got you on the phone with me. Do you love me now?
Share?
Yes.
We love everybody. I love everybody, but I don't trust nobody.
That's fair. I feel the same way. I know.
I know, Share. We know. I mean, that's my point of view. You guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tries to turn it all up. You know, I love everybody the same. We know you guys are good people. But I don't trust nobody, and I'm sorry. Try to twist every. Shut up, Donnie!
You tell him, Candace. Go, Candace, talk.
Go, Candace.
I mean, I don't trust nobody, but I love everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of don't even want this on my channel.
You know?
These people are going to just make fun of them and drag them for being drunk again.
They sound, though, especially Candace, is more friendly than I've ever seen her on a, you know.
Yeah, I've never heard her so nice.
Yeah.
The only time we've ever really spoken to Candace, it's been very, very angry at Cher.
Mm-hmm. That's the only time I've ever seen her, when she's like angry in the background yelling, or, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, they're...
Well, aside from, you know, like Chris McDonough, where she showed around the house and stuff like that. But you know what I mean, and like live streams and...
Yeah, like, who just wrote that? Can't help but feel heartbroken from... I'm the same way. Every time, like, I can think that, yeah, Candace, she lied about that 2-minute thing. But then I hear them talking, and I can, like, I swear I can feel their heartache.
Yep. Me too. And that's why I'm so torn. It's like, I believe them. I just hate the behavior, because then it makes everybody not believe them.
Yeah, I mean, you can hate them.
Yeah.
But we don't know that they're guilty of anything.
Right. And could you imagine being accused of something like this and you had nothing to do with it? You've lost all of your children, for at least, you know, temporarily, the boys, but you've lost your daughter. I mean, it would be devastating. So
yeah, that alone would be hard enough. Never mind all the ridicule you keep getting over and over.
Exactly. I might pick up drinking if I had to go through that.
Yeah, I know. For me, if I lost my child, I would not be on social media. I know a lot of people say that that's a red flag, but that's not necessarily the case.
I think people who know social media and YouTube know to stay off of it if they're in a situation like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just going to get ripped to shreds no matter what you do.
Yeah. That's what we do. We pick everything apart.
Well, and that's the whole point of us having channels.
Candace told me she apologized for everything, and he also told Candace, Cher gets trashed every day, Candace, to protect us. She gets trashed every day. And you treat her like that, and now Candace apologized to me.
Aw. Well, that's nice, though. That's really nice.
I love you, but stop talking when I can talk.
Let her talk. Donald, he never talks to me.
Okay. Shut up.
It's my turn now.
So, man.
I don't know. We were just talking about how
I'm not with me. And they're gonna go just like, no, I can't talk about the boys. Yeah, sure. But
Okay.
I don't know. You guys are dying to hear, but I mean, we were just saying how it's just totally unethical to be parading them around when they're drunk like that. I want to hear what they have to say, but at the same time, I don't want to be glorifying that shit, you know?
I hear you. Is there any way that a lot of people in chat and me too, is there any way that Cher could just send our love to Candace and maybe let her know that we do support her? Because I know she has to feel attacked and alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Thank you. Whew.
Well, I think we're going to cut this off and I'm going to go join in that talk with Dawn and Candace. And if anything groundbreaking or anything comes up, we'll be letting everybody know. But
Thank you for having me, Mr. Cher.
absolutely, Piper, anytime.
All right, thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, Piper. All right, guys. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Had some good questions and a good talk. I keep saying I'm not going to do this Don Wells thing anymore, but yeah, at the same time, still want answers. So I guess we'll keep doing what we do and maybe we'll get some someday. But anyways, thank you all for coming by, for joining the team, for the super chats, all that. You all are great. And for all of you who just tuned in to chat, you're awesome. Hope you have a great night. And thanks for being here. And we will catch you on the next video, which will probably be tomorrow on Cher's channel, I think. I think she's doing one on Totally Blunt with Cher. But anyways, thanks again. We love you. Take care. And see you in the next one. And until then, this is Prairie Boy 77, aka Mr. Cher, saying good day, good night, and Godspeed.